Hi Kevin, Property Soldier here. Just wanted to do this quick video because I know for a fact that this lockdown and you know that this lockdown is not going to last forever. So it's going to be over sooner than you think, and then it's going to go back to normal. So we all know that when things go back to normal that people are going to be doing serviced accommodation, don't we? And we all know that you're going to be able to rent property again, you're going to be able to do house moves, all of these things are going to go back to normal. And so what can you do in the meantime to take advantage of that situation? Well, there's quite a few things. So I was mentoring one of my clients the other day, and we were discussing a certain scenario. So I'm going to share that with you because you'll definitely be able to take something from it. And she's gone and found a property to rent, and she's able to go direct to the landlord. And so let's face it, with letting agents and estate agents, some of them are taking the lockdown to the extreme at the moment, and some of them don't even seem to be working from home. But there are plenty of landlords advertising their properties to let themselves. And so you can go onto these sites where you can contact these landlords directly. And sites like Gumtree, Open Rent, UPad, Spare Room, even on Marketplace on Facebook, you can find landlords advertising their properties to rent, or owners advertising their properties to rent, but also for sale as well. And I discussed a scenario where there's a particular house that I won't tell you where or on which platform, because I don't want anyone going on and trying to grab that deal for themselves. But this lady's able to contact this owner directly, and the owner wants rent, and the property was previously on the market for sale. But because of uncertain times and what's going to happen with house prices, this owner has decided that she's just going to rent the property for a period of time and then decide about selling later on. So one of the things that you can do is employ different tools of the toolbox that property investors can take advantage of. These are tools that untrained property investors do not have at their disposal. So you can rent properties, as we know, and you can do rent to rent, HMO, or you can do rent to SA. So service accommodation is obviously my main strategy right now. But also another tool of the toolbox is lease purchase options. So what you can do is lease a property from an owner, and so owners just want certainty right now. An awful lot of people are panicking, aren't they? So you can lease the property from the owner, but put a purchase option in place. So you can negotiate on the rent, on the monthly rent, so that the owner's got certainty. But also you can negotiate the purchase price that you can give that owner at a later date. So this specific example that I was discussing was a 3-year option where the asking price is agreed upon. So this lady had a specific asking price, but yes, that asking price is agreed upon now, but only in the next 3 years. In the meantime, the property can be rented, and the purchase price is agreed for a later date, so in any time in the next 3 years. Now the beauty of that is that the property investor can then use the property as they so wish in the meantime, with the relevant permissions obviously. And so the scenario is a rent to SA deal with a purchase option in place. Now if all goes to plan, let's face it, I think that there's going to be a dip in house values because of the impending recession, and so yes, property prices are probably going to dip. But as long as there is a recovery, which there always is, then you might be able to be able to pick up the property and exercise your option to buy it with equity in that property at the point of purchase. And the really cool thing about doing this type of strategy is you've got the right to buy it at the agreed price, but not the obligation to. So if the market hasn't recovered and it is not worth buying the property at the agreed price, then you can either give the property back or arrange an extension to the option period. Now, the other thing to consider, people say, well, what if I don't have the funds available, even if there's equity in the property, in order to exercise my option to buy it? Well, what you can do in that situation is, as long as you do this from the outset, make the option assignable. So if the option is assignable, then you can actually sell the right to buy it at that agreed price to somebody else. So what I've just explained here is how you can take advantage, well, not take advantage, but create a win-win situation with having different tools at your disposal. And what's really cool about this is that you can target properties that are not available to rent yet. So you can target properties that might not be available until May or June. And so what you don't have to worry about is that you're, taking the keys for the property in the next couple of weeks and then you're not able to fill it because of the current lockdown. You can be targeting properties that, let's face it, even a pessimistic person is predicting that the lockdown's going to be over in, say, a month or two. So you can be targeting properties that aren't available yet. And obviously, if you're taking a property and it needs to be prepared and needs to be made ready for service accommodation, then you've got a period of time there where you're not going to have it available to let either. So just giving you some food for thought there, where you can be doing things now to prepare yourself for when the lockdown is over. Rent to SA is going to come back with a bang. I'm in no doubt about that, because there's an awful lot of operators that are going to have stopped doing serviced accommodation because of the lockdown. They weren't set up well enough in order to get through this lockdown, and they haven't been targeting key workers to keep the income coming in. And so that if there's going to be less property available after the lockdown, then there's going to be a significant advantage to those people that are still in business, and you can be definitely doing things in the meantime to get yourself ready, because there are opportunities coming. So I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts, how else you can be filling your time right now in order to be getting ready for the opportunities that are coming. Let me know in the comments section anything that you're doing as well, any other tips and tricks of things you can do, and I'll be really interested to know. Any questions, ask them below and I'll answer in the comments section after this video. So take care everyone, hope you found that useful, and remember, your future needs you.